Hey there everyone, thank you for tuning back into the Lush Gaming channel. I'm Stormlord, bringing you another edition to Let's Build Cities and City Skylines. I'm playing on a city that I developed over the last little while. I can't give you exact dates, but I was looking back through our past videos and realized that our City Skylines videos were getting some attention and some viewership, so I figured why not add another City Skylines video to the collection. This is a new city that I made. This isn't the old Delta Range videos that we were doing. But I've been working on this city. We're about to approach 200,000 people. I've been doing a little bit of work on it all throughout the area, but the main part of this city started right here. And we got a good amount of traffic flow. We have some areas we need to work on. This being one of the areas, but this is also one of the hearts of our city that connects uptown from downtown, and so that is something we might want to take a look at. But this is what I want to work on first, is fixing this little issue here. So what my plans on this were: initially this was working good, but as this continued to develop, it started getting backed up throughout this area here, with vehicles going through the service drives on both sides, and it's just not working out. So what I want to do is to take this, and I want to move it down to halfway and create an underpass throughout this area right here, so that way we can bypass this whole loop right next to this roundabout, push it further back into the middle, and hopefully get a little bit of less traffic flow through here. So what we're going to have to do is actually delete all of this stuff. But before we get into that, I'll just show you what's going on with our city. So we started over here. We have our main metropolis area through here. We have our nice little Costco building here. This was a big started addition. We have a lot of mods installed on this. It takes about 32 gigabytes of RAM once you start the game to load up mods. So we got a lot of stuff going on through here. This was a good development area of our city that brought us a lot of income initially. Made our nice little uptown, or I guess you could say our downtown, but technically uptown suburb area through here, with residential and high, I don't know what you want to call it, but a luxury residential area through here. We have a mining area behind that up on top of the hill, and then we have another little less, or same density but not as luxury of houses down here, with this nice little whatever you want to call it. It's the Viteri, I don't know, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'll just butcher it. But we got this nice little temple area here that people can go up to and visit. As you can see, we got a lot of waterways going through here. We got one dam over here and a second dam over here, and the dams are basically what power everything in the city. This was our other area. We created a metro station here that runs from the east side over to the west side, with these nice little conjunctions here over the highway overpasses. We also have some nice walkways for our people to get around the roundabouts and whatnot. And these train comes all the way down here to another metro station that will eventually be down here. It's going to follow this same path down here to another part of the east side of the city. As we work our way toward the north part of town, got a nice high residential area through here with really good traffic flow. Actually, this one works extremely well. Very little traffic buildup in here, and we also have a little bit of a cluster going on up here, so this is going to have to be looked at and see if we can make some additional routes and what we can do with that. Going over here, this is the big issue, is this main stretch of road that has a lot of roundabouts and connections. This is going to have to be looked at, but we have US Bank Stadium here in our main uptown downtown area. We also have Allegiant Stadium and a lot of residential and high commercial and office buildings throughout here. Got a nice little seaport going on up here. This has exceptional traffic flow, very high demand, very efficient at getting cars in and out. There's also a harbor depot with a bus shuttle that runs from here to our uptown part of town through here and as well as over here, and as well as an underground metro station that you can see that connects all of our parts of towns together. Down here we have a nice little oil refinery area, or oil setup going on. This is bringing in some decent cash flow. Taking a look at the cash flow, we're bringing in about 200,000 after our expenses were down to 182,000. I'm really not too concerned about how this money flow's coming in since we're sitting at 12 million, but the heart of our city and what's going on is this mega dam up here. It's producing about 240 megawatts. It runs through all these nice little transformers throughout here and shoots it off to the main city down through this area. So this is the city we got going right now. Like I said, I'm going to stick around over here right now and see if we can fix this traffic issue. So I'm just going to start doing a little demo work over here, and we'll bring this up through that area. What I want to do with this is I want to connect it underground. So we'll get our nice little 2-lane bypass. And we'll go 3 units out, and we'll go 6 units. Over here we'll go 3 units and 6 units underground, and then we'll connect those like so. So now we have this underground passage connecting the west side and the east side. We still have our service drives here, which will be very beneficial, but what we're going to have to do is figure out how we're going to connect this area. So what I'm going to start off with doing is just take our simple road that we have, and I'm just going to connect it for right now. And this actually might be enough for all we have to do. People can still get in through up here, but there's no way to get through here except for this underpass and our service drive that connects our other major roundabout up here. So what we could do is we could just play this out and see how well the traffic flows through here now. This is going to take a minute to actually, let it breathe and get all the cars out. But we'll let this flow through and just see what happens with these cars. You can see that our underpass is getting some use here. We'll have to create some walking areas for our citizens to get across from these areas. So that could be something we could work on while we let that breathe out. So I'm just going to take this. I'm also going to do this. And we want to create an area up over here. So what I'm thinking with this is we'll get this ready to go. I'm thinking have one area be over there. This can have a nice little bend to it. And we'll have this one shoot off over here, and then we'll develop this one. So this is going to be, so you might be wondering, how is this going to work? Well, it's going to work very simple once I use the Move It mod. We can just move all this stuff around, which would be really nice. So we'll have that one right there. This is going to have to be moved over here, and then we'll just reconnect it as well. So now we have these set up in place. Grab our Move It mod. We'll probably have to make a connection over here as well, so we'll just make a nice little connection for all of our Happy people. We have that area connected. We have this area. Connected. And now we'll move this area over here, and we'll get this connected. So now this is all connected for here for people to walk on, but we don't have any way for people to get from this side to this side without crossing the road and slowing up traffic. So what can we do about that? It doesn't really seem to be much of an issue right now, but this is going to be an issue. So the traffic ain't too bad, so we can probably let it slide for now. Let's see how our traffic is doing up here. So we got another big issue. So this is a simple fix, or at least should be. We'll just turn off our street light, and this should allow all of our cars to flow through here. And it's everyone just trying to get into the city. So they can either take the service drive in, or they can come on down and take this little roundabout that probably doesn't need to be there, but it's working for right now, so we'll just let it go. So we'll make sure that these cars keep on flowing through. See, we're starting to get some more demand for people, so we might be able to break 200,000 here, but we'll just see how this flows with the traffic. So this is possibly going to become an issue here. So we'll just take our little things and we'll make sure that people can't cross the street to this area. And what we can do is we can just make an extra little passage here. So we'll do and we'll just move this into the spot that we want it to be in once we get it developed. Now I'm going to want to actually probably connect these two. So this might actually just end up be getting scrapped, and then we'll just connect it afterwards. So why don't we go ahead and we'll move this over here. And then we'll fine tune exactly where we want to put all of this stuff. So I'm thinking we'll have one corner be right here with a nice little road, maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we'll get that set up right there. We'll put this one right here. So that way people can cross both sides of the street. And then we'll connect these two. I'm thinking that's what I want to do, so. Now we have that connected. So that way we can get people on every side of this street able to get where they need to go. So here we got something a little wonky going on with this. It's that one. I like to give these a little bit of a bend. It gives them a little bit of character to them. So bend there. This guy can get in. And we're actually using a different sidewalk. I should have been using this one. It really doesn't matter. They all do the same exact thing. It's just an aesthetic look. So there we go. We have this one developed. I think I'm just going to move this a little bit. Now we got people on this side of the street and this side of the street that can get to over here and vice versa, and as well across the street over here. We'll probably want to make another one of these to be on this side, just so we don't have anyone crossing the streets like we do right here. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on right there. We have a stoplight in here. Nope, just people crossing the street. So yeah, we're probably going to have something that will have to move over here and then go like that. So why don't we do that really quick? Take out a couple of buildings, but that's alright, we don't need them. We have enough buildings. So, we'll move this over here, like so. We'll also move this. Now why don't we just give this a nice little bend, just because we can. Yeah, that seems to be okay, I guess. It's not the greatest, but we got people able to go from both sides as well as over here, so this minimizes the amount of foot traffic over the roads. We'll just make sure that these guys can't walk across. They'll have to find somewhere else to cross or use the bridge like they're doing right now. And this is actually one of like the most critical things that I've found for good traffic flow in cities, is making like, you know, decent walkways for people to move around in. So like I have another one right here. This one gets a lot of foot traffic, keeps everyone off the sidewalks and from crossing the streets. So this runs all the way down here. You can see all these people are using that instead of crossing the roads. They can cross somewhere else where they need to. So if they have to get across the street, they go up here and they cross somewhere else. But for the most part, people can get to where they need to through the bus shuttles and the subways. But this just keeps them off of the main roads and everything. So that works good for that. Comes all the way up here. Again, it runs down here, and it hasn't been continued yet. But there's not much traffic up here, so it doesn't really matter if they're crossing the roads. We don't have a lot of vehicle traffic on this road. Looks like we're getting another death wave coming through, so our medical services are going to be going through the roof here for a little while. We're at 1,700. This is probably going to increase as we're going through this death wave, but they do a pretty good job for the most part. They're a little slow, but they get there eventually. So here we go. We got a bunch of people dying. And this happens when you develop large cities and you do big additions. You get a lot of people that move in at one time, so you would imagine that you're going to get a lot of people that are going to die at the same time. Alright, so let's see. What do we got for traffic now? We're at 80%. We still have this big mess that is our downtown, uptown development up here. You know, the traffic is moving. It's a lot of traffic, but it's not getting stuck for the most part. I mean, we don't have a large backup of vehicles. Right here it looks like we have a little backup. We could put a roundabout in here, but we've already got so many roundabouts. I think that this should be decent enough. This could have a little bit to do with the with the foot traffic, but they're not really crossing the road, so they seem to be doing fine for the most part. The other one was this little roundabout up here. This one is actually getting a little bit of traffic built up right through here. But again, for the most part, you know, it's flowing fairly well. Now, I feel like a lot of these cars are going down through this area, so what we can do is we can just give these guys the right of way and see how that affects this roundabout. Like I said, I think most people are trying just to go right through here. They're still going to have to wait for the cars, but they will have more of an initiative to go through right away. Like, there we go, we get a bunch of cars going through. And it seems to be working for the most part, so we'll have to come back and revisit this. Should probably make sure that the Discord, or the, alright, so everyone's able to hear me, that's good. So these people are doing their job. How are they doing on death care? 1800. So they'll get there. We have a lot of medical buildings. Maybe we should put one in here, just so that way they can get a little bit extra coverage. So why don't we just stick one right there, and then we'll put a couple of high density housing in through this area. This area is left a little bigger open through here just to, I can put a couple of larger monument buildings if I decide to put those in there. But I think we want to continue developing what is our east side of the city. So we'll try not to develop it too fast so we don't add on to our next death wave. But this will fill in nicely. We have our nice little path over here that connects everything. And maybe what we'd want to do is, well, actually we don't need to because we have this connected already. The other thing that we could do is we could add another path from here to here and here to here and have that connect up here so we can have people eventually crossing the roads from up here onto another walkway that runs along this median and connects up here. That could be something worth doing. So why don't we do that really quick? We'll just move this over here, give that nice little bend, so that way we can sneak in here and develop a couple of little pegs for this to stand on, so that way it looks nice. And then we'll have this run through like so. So we'll put this right there. So this is what I'm thinking for with this one. We'll have this little nice connection. We might might not be able to get that across, but we can do this. And then this one will have to be pushed a little further in. That one across like that, bring it back up, same with this one. Alright, so we want one corner to be here and right there. I'm just kind of lining these up with the roads, and then we'll give it some nice a nice little bend to it. Try and make everything look somewhat level, or straight at least. So then we'll just do this. We have it too close, so we'll get this built and then we'll move things around. So it's a little high, but we can fix that. Alright, so we have this all built up now. So let's shape this. So we want one corner like that, nice and straight. Try and keep everything fairly straight. You see we have this nice little dip, which you can bring up a little bit, make it not quite as abrupt. And we have this one here. Good enough. And the whole purpose of this is just to make it work. So we can give this a nice bend, you know, have it be at least just functional. And there we go. So now everyone can cross these. It looks, you know, not the greatest, but it gets the job done. We have our trees actually popping out through here. So why don't we just raise this up over the trees? That all seems to be looking good. Alright, so now we have more of our crossing area for people. We'll make sure that they can't cross on our roundabout, because that just kind of defeats the purpose of a roundabout, having cars needing to stop for people. And they can cross through here if they need to. And that connects up here so people can walk across from this area in here, get all the way down here. The other thing that would be good is to have a little walk path, or a path area through here. So that way people can get in there, and maybe as well through here. And we'll just move this up. And people should be able to walk through that. And if, yep, okay, so people can walk through there, so that's good. So this is all connected, that's connected. People can walk where they need to in here, and if they have to, they can cross right there, because there's not too much foot traffic. Or I should say too much vehicle traffic, so that'll be good. So we do have these train tracks through here, which I think we could probably incorporate, but trying to figure out, we could develop this area into more of another, like an additional residential area through here, maybe keep it low residential. And I'll get rid of that, and we'll just smooth this out. So then we'll need our main road, which we could have an intersection here, but this would become pretty busy. So I'm thinking that maybe we just leave it like so. Have this come up like that. And this area can be a little bit more high residential, and then this can lead into the watchtower. Move that over there. Not exactly sure what I'm going for with this, but it'll work. And we'll just give some nice we don't want 2 meters. Go. And we'll just keep this nice and simple, like so. Give these guys a little bit of extra privacy so they don't have an extra road connecting there. And we'll just have to make sure that we watch this. that might be a little bit of an issue, but that's all right. It's not going to be too big of a deal. And they're going to have to deal with some water sewage plants, but I think that'll be okay. Maybe we'll give them another connection up through there, so that way they can pick where they want to go. I want to get rid of all of this. Let's make that nice and level. And then maybe let these guys come up through here. That should be good enough. And then have some people come up through here. Alright, so this is all developed. Maybe we'll have this be a little district area too, so. And we'll develop up here as well, but let's just get this zoned in here and let this start flowing. So we have our nice little district made. And let's give this some policies. So we want we'll give them some high education. And we'll also make, I think this will be under city planning. High-tech housing. Give some electric cars. And that should be alright for now. And then we can plop some stuff in here, maybe some nice little shopping area up here for them. But let's zone this low residential. Gotta make sure we have water throughout the area. And then we'll zone starting over here, maybe do some nice little area like that. Get these guys going. And maybe we should add something to get some A little bit of excitement on this side of town. Maybe some basketball courts, some park areas. So we can have a track. Maybe give them a track up through here. That'll be nice for them. A couple basketball courts. Actually, I think that we have a baseball field in here. There we go. So we have a baseball field. Why don't we give them a baseball field? That'd be nice. We could also do like a baseball field complex or something. Actually, this will all get developed in here shortly, but for now, we'll have these those things be powered. By that, that'll bring a little bit of extra demand through here to get people excited to live in here with some higher excitement levels. See, we already have some nice density area. What was that? What is this? Turntables? What is that? Actually not sure what that is. Rail yard. What else do we have? Thinking that we could add a parking garage, but that'd be more for in this area, which we could definitely do. They're gonna need parking garages, but baseball field. What do we have here? Cleveland double rows. Kind of thinking that maybe like a nice little area like that should bring stuff up. We don't have much going on over here too, so we got another large death wave. Maybe we could put a hospital over here, or a clinic, medium-sized clinic. Maybe we could do like a rehab center. I don't think we have a rehab center yet. Crematorium. What is this? Where's the rehab center? There it is. Put a rehab center on the side of town as we develop it later. That'll bring that health care up for this area. Oh no, we don't have power. Well, we can get into more design later with like the high voltage lines. These are actually really cool. I think I showed them earlier in the video, but these just look really nice. They're spaced really close together. They haven't been stretched out, but they just look really nice for bringing in high voltage power, where a lot of power coming off of dams. Bring that high power up through here. I think it's even up through this area. I don't know, it just looks really nice. At least I think. So we got high voltage power running along the highway to our shipping areas. So it looks really cool. I like it a lot. But we have to add to it, as well as add to our metro station. I'd like to have it continue going down through here, and then connecting to a station up over here that's right next to our regular train, and then they can take this train track up here to the north side of town, and then maybe even incorporate that somewhere over here by this metro station down here. and then as well get the whole metro completed. We have a nice little monorail system through here, and we have a huge death wave going on. So that'll play through. We'll let that just go out. It seems like it's doing its job. Check on the traffic flow. We're at 77%. Looks like we got some issues going on here. So we might have to, or we will have to address this. It's probably we have too many intersections too close to each other. I'm thinking maybe if we just, so this is a four-way one-way, what if we just do this, minimize that, let these cars flow through, and then hopefully that'll be just one less intersection for them to have to deal with. This is just kind of becoming a mess. So we have all these cars trying to get into one lane. So what can we do about that? I think we can do this. Should get the cars moving. And then hopefully this will clear up everything once these cars get going. We'll have to fix this one as well, but I want to let this breathe for a second before I add a lot of change, so that way we don't get an additional backup. And again, we have three sets of cars, or 3 lanes of cars trying to get in here. So let's just do that. Maybe this will flow a little better. And this still is becoming an issue here. And it's all people trying to turn into this. What do we have going on? So this is flowing now. can't we get that to start flowing too? Alright, so we'll come back and address that. Over here seems to be going good. This is flowing much better than what it was. 74%. What do we have? This has always been an issue. So is this. This is now an issue. So what do we have? What caused this to happen? So we have a huge backup of cars. Is going now. We still have... Alright, so this is getting better. What about this? Why is this all backed up and broken? So we have 2 lanes going to 3, going to 4. So really, this should only be 1 lane. So let's fix that. So this needs to be upgraded to that. Put this stuff back to where it was. Yeah, and look at that. That fixed it up pretty well. Now we have our 2 lanes going to 3. Two lanes can go this way. It should only be 1. Oh yeah, 1 can go this way. The other 2 go down here. Our 3 lanes becomes 4. Allows a little room to merge back into 3. And this seems to be flowing okay. Except for this. We have an issue here now. So 5... Take 1 away, 4, take 1 away, 3, take 1 back, 4, give 1 back. So it must have just been since we helped move some of these people out. I bet you it's just a surge of people trying to move in. And we're up to 80% again. So I think it was just a wave of people trying to get into the city from all these people that had died and still are dying. It's down to 1800 though, so it's not as high as what it was. We already got dead people in here, so I'm thinking let's fill this up more with people. I think it'd be a nice little quiet neighborhood. That'd be nice, close to the city, far enough away. We'll add some nice little shops through here. Maybe add like some Starbuckses or something. So we have commercial building. We have Applebee's. We want to give everyone their neighborhood bar. else do we have? From an In-N-Out burger. Couple restaurants. Little Caesar's Pizza. Panda Express, somewhere to shop for some clothing. Nice little Panera. Oh, we gotta have a wine area, maybe even a little shopping mart here. I think that we have... Oh, they gotta get their coffees. Everyone needs some coffee. We'll put that next to the baseball stadium. And a Subway, because everyone loves Subway. What else we had? Do we have any... Ooh, Walgreens. Yeah, we could give a little Volkswagen dealership, maybe. Off this road here next to the stadium. Alright, let's see how that looks. We got Walgreens, Panera, Little Caesars, a nice little restaurant, burgers. Ooh, Penny's. I think that's supposed to be a Denny's, but I'll take Penny's. This will continue to fill in too. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good over here. This will probably eventually get moved. Garbage is piling up. How is the garbage? I haven't looked at garbage in forever. Looks like we're doing a pretty good job. Oops, and alright, what else can we do? So we have our little commercial or industrial area. We'll let that continue to build. And look at that, we're over 200,000 people. And we're at 77% traffic flow, which isn't terrible. It could be better, but it's pretty good for a city this size. And, you know, not being the greatest at city planning, but our big issue, a lot of traffic flow comes from down here in our farming sector, as well as where our train is. But it seems to be flowing pretty well for the most part. A little backup, but for the amount of volume, it's running pretty well. So do we have 4? So this should be technically 5 lanes. We have here 5 lane. Take one away. Have there be 4. And I can't upgrade that. What we can do. Boom. 4. And then there we go. Makes this a little bit neater. There we go, somewhere down to 4. Let them figure it out for a little bit, and then back down to 3. Now here we have another issue, so we have 3. We should have 4 lanes in through here. back down to 3. This, I actually don't know what that eventually effectively was, but we'll just leave it. It seems to be working for getting stuff out of the city here. A few extra cars. I don't have to go through roundabouts and everything. So that seems to be flowing better. Do we have any more backups anywhere? This is better. Still has some flow. Ooh. Okay, so we have this factory, which isn't getting enough stuff. They're pretty low on stuff. We'll have to make more stuff to get to there, but we have an issue here. So they can flow right away. Let's do this. I'm hoping that most of these cars are just trying to escape out of there. But I can already see that we're going to have this issue. So this is what we're going to have to tackle next time. Well, it seems to be flowing okay. But we keep running into issues where cars want to switch lanes. So maybe we can just do... So they have to switch their lane here depending on what they want to do. And this will just keep the vehicles from switching a lane and keep the flow going. And a lot of people wanting to turn onto the main highway. So honestly, what we should do is wipe these buildings out. So this is what I'm thinking. So these buildings are going to have to go. And then we can have something like this. So we won't allow these cars to turn. They have to go straight. This is only for the left bearing or the right bearing lane. And then these guys can only turn right on this ramp. Oh, but we need to make sure that we don't have cars crossing or people. So now all these people have to come down here and they can get on this ramp and merge this way instead of merging through here. So we have another issue. So this is a choke spot. We're going to have to, or not a choke spot, but people can't get from this side to this side. So we can create something right here. We got a building on top of the bridge. 2 of them. It looks nice, but it needs to be fixed. Alright, so then we'll just move this where we want it. I want it to be right here. Give it a nice little bend just to make it look nice. And this is actually messed up, so let's get rid of that. And this one will be fairly close. Again, a nice little bend to it. There we go. So now people can cross here. They can get from over here, this sidewalk, to this side to do whatever they need to do. So that way they don't have to cross throughout that area. They'll walk up here to here. So that works good. And you can see them already beginning to walk through downtown area. So I think that this is going to flow fairly well. And we could, just for fun, we could throw some trees in here, just because why not? Oop, that's a big brush. What else can we put in here? All sorts of different kinds of trees. Could turn this into a park area. I think that looks okay. Nothing spectacular. Gets the job done. Helps keep down on the traffic. As we can see, this is beginning to clear up. And this is all working fairly well. I want to make sure that we get this one off. We don't want people turning. They have their own lane up here to turn off on. Same road. Opposite exits, so they don't have to cross each other, and that helped clear this up pretty significantly. We still have our issue here. One thing we could do, so this is a three-way, we could make this a four-way, just to allow a couple extra lanes for people to choose from. I'm not sure exactly how well it would work out, but it's something we can try. And let's just move that, and then we'll move it back. Alright, I think that looks fairly well. It seems to be working. Get that traffic back up to 80%. Let this declog. A little bit of a backup, but this will get flowing. And there we go. Traffic starts to go. Traffic flow goes up. And once this clears out, we should be back up to 80%. Still got this issue in this one. Those will be things to tackle for the next time. Why don't we see how our little village is doing down here? Box up a little bit more for them. Everyone seems to be loving their little area down here, so that's cool. And with that, I think that we will end the stream. We've been going for a little over an hour here, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you'd like to see additional fixing to the city and development, go ahead, leave a comment, hit that like button. We really appreciate it here at Lush Gaming. If you'd like to see a new city build from scratch on how I design my cities, go for that and drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. And as well, if there's other videos you want us to do on for different games or anything, just drop those comments. We're always looking to see what you guys have to say. And with that, I will give it a do. We will save Gulf City, and I will catch you guys next time.